What's going on, everybody? What's going on? Give a moment here. Now, look, I'm not really concerned about who comes. Look, at the end of the day, it's going to be available on archive either way. All right, it's going to be the one time and last time, unless something really grave comes out, that I address this. Okay, and look, and I'm going to just warn you right now, man. Some of you may not like what I have to say, and at the end of the day, it's that's life. You know what I mean. This is my channel. This is my opinion, and to put it bluntly, I'm a very honest guy. I'm pretty straightforward. All right, I always have been, and I know I've been one of the most consistent motherfuckers on here for years. And not just recently, not just I've been the most recent for years. So what I'm going to ask that you do is that you just listen to what I need to say and then go on from there. Simple as that. This is not about you. It's not about the people in the country. This is about me, in my opinion. And I'm just going to give it to you just the way I see it. I've already done a video about the first glove gate. Now we have a glove gate 2.0. And I want to address a couple of things already, okay? A couple of things that have been said. And I am sorry, I'm going to have to destroy some of the things that have been said. I just have to. Now, let me first start off by answering the fundamental question. Do I believe Tyson Fury cheated? My answer is really simple. I don't know, and neither do you. There's a bunch of speculation. That's it. So let me address some of the points. While Tyson Fury has cheated in the past, he has. So this is a dirty business. Is it possible Tyson Fury cheated? Yes, it's possible a lot of people cheated. Throughout the history of boxing, there's fights you wouldn't even think twice of that somebody possibly cheated. It's a dirty business. This is why. What do you think the other corner is allowed to be in your dressing room while they're wrapping your hands and putting on your gloves? Not just the commission. Your other corner can be there. Why do you think that is? It has a lot to do with the reputation of the sport and the fact that this is a gutter sport. It's a dirty fucking business. People just figuring this out like it's some new shit. Nothing new about that. If this was a squeaky clean sport, you would have people from the other camp sitting in the other dressing room watching it as much as they want. They can grab your hand and look at it and shit and touch your wrist and everything. They can touch your knuckles, the whole hand wrap. They can inspect the fuck out of your glove. Fighter meeting, they inspect the fuck out of it. They even weigh them right in front of you. They even test the fucking weight. All right? They're packaged up. Guess what? The next day, boom, you could check them as well. You have every opportunity to check this shit yourself. That is standard. That's standard shit. Simple as that. Now I'm hearing a lot of things. One, let me just address this obvious kind of elephant in the room, or let me rephrase that. Let me address everyone's punching bag, Antonio Margarito. No one, all right, that I know of on YouTube bashed and got on Antonio Margarito more than me. I was doing that shit way back when, for years. I just threw the word around cheat. I threw the word cheat around, Margarito, Plasterito, all that shit. But you guys do know that it was never proven that he used plaster Paris. It was never proven. What? What do you mean? It was never proven. I've gone from that motherfucker definitely cheated to, you know what? I have no clue. Maybe There's some circumstantial evidence, but it's not very substantial. Like, it's not that hardcore, and not as much as you guys think. No, Batista, Nassim Richardson said that a brick fell out of it. Said, yeah, Nassim Richardson changed his story several times. And we're going to get a Mauricio Suleiman, who I've been telling you guys is a fucking liar. I've been telling you before, don't trust the WBC. Not these type of I've been telling. So this is not me defending the WBC. I've been more critical on the WBC than most people I fucking know. But we're going to get on Mauricio Suleiman for the fact that it looks like he was being either he didn't remember correctly or just flat out lied, okay, about being in dressing rooms. Then let's get on Nassim Richardson for changing the story multiple times. He changed his story in the Margarito situation. He never showed up to court, bro. The commission said, you know what? We don't have any evidence against this guy. We got to let him go. They found a substance that was maybe made of 1% of plaster of Paris. A substance of. That's all they found. I was in shock when I looked at this. I got to be honest. I looked at that and I said, holy shit. You know what happened? I fell into fucking groupthink is what fucking happened. And I did it for years. Now, that doesn't mean, like, I don't think he did anything or something like that. What I'm saying is the story we're told just wasn't all there. Those are just the facts of the situation. Also, even if Margarito was guilty of putting plaster Paris in his wraps, that's a hand wrap scandal, not a glove scandal. Stop saying Margarito had loaded gloves and he tampered with the gloves. That's just, even if it's true, it doesn't even coincide with the accusations we have right now. It doesn't coincide, guys. Okay? There's no parallel there. It's just a reason to bring him up so you could tie him to Bob Arum, who also promotes, Tyson Fury. That's all that is. That's literally all it is. Now, let's talk about the gloves really quick. All right? A couple of things have been said. All right? I forgot his name, man, but he was on. What's the dude's channel now? He was World Breaker, but I forget the name of I apologize. I forget the name of the channel now, but I think Lion Killer, so something like that. Okay, this guy Jones, who was interviewing from Team Wilder. All right, let me just. And again, I'm very nitpicky, and I'm very obsessed with like factual information. You know what I mean? I need to address this Floyd Mayweather, Maidana situation, okay? I still hear people saying, all right, that, look at what the Maidana Robert Camp tried to do to Mayweather, okay? Let me just put it simple to you guys, okay? Real simple. Now, it's a lot of nuance to this, so you need to listen real carefully. The gloves, okay, the Everlast MX gloves are legal gloves. Multiple fighters, even under Mayweather promotions, okay, fight with those gloves. All right? They're legal. Now, I believe they're not legal in England. All right? And that's their prerogative, whatever. But in the U.S., where the fight happened, many fighters, including Mayweather promotion fighters, fight with those MX gloves, okay? Mayweather wanted Maidana to fight with the same type of gloves he wears. Why should Maidana fight with orthopedic fucking gloves? Why should he do that? Oh, look at what they tried to do. Look, they wanted to use Everlast MX gloves. Okay, Zeno, thank you for that fact check. Okay. He wanted to wear horsehair gloves. And you know what? Mayweather fought Robert Guerrero with horsehair gloves. Why did Robert Guerrero get to fight with horsehair gloves, but Maidana didn't? Why did Pacquiao get to fight with horsehair gloves? But Maidana, you know what? Better yet, why did Mayweather fight? Why did he fight with horsehair gloves from 130 to 135? He could wear horsehair gloves all day, but his brittle hands couldn't take it anymore. So he had specialized gloves made for his brittle hands, and I want everybody to fight with those. You know, I don't want to watch a sport where everybody's fighting with those fucking gloves. Okay? That's just a fact. I'm just addressing that. All right? And you come with me with substance if you want to argue that. Okay? And you know what? Better yet, Maidana said, okay, fine. I won't wear the Everlast MX gloves. I'll wear Clitoris gloves. They said no. Mayweather said no. You don't get to wear horsehair gloves. Oh, but that's good. Well, what about all the other guys that fought with horsehair gloves? What about the times he fought with horsehair gloves? What about the glove that looked encaved in the fight with fucking Corrales, which I could show you a picture of? Maybe that's just what happens with horsehair gloves. So I'm just putting that out there in terms of the whole Mayweather case. Mayweather, he was not a victim of anything. Mayweather paid Maidana millions of dollars, so Maidana didn't wear horsehair gloves. He ended up wearing the Everlast Power Lock gloves. And seeing how he put hands on Mayweather, maybe we could see why Mayweather wanted to wear as much padding as fucking possible. As much foam as possible. All right? Now let me address the glove thing. Anyone who comes to me and says, hey, D-Style, we need uniformity when it comes to gloves. I agree 100%. I'm not going to argue with that whatsoever. No argument from me when it comes to that. None. I agree. Uniformity when it comes to gloves. However, what does that mean that everyone should have to wear orthopedic specialized gloves that are made for dudes with fragile hands? So no more puncher's glove. Everyone needs to wear the type of glove Mayweather wears. Mayweather's glove was the exception to the rule. That's not the rule. Maybe we had uniformity. Okay, dudes with brittle hands are the ones that need the exception. Shout out to guys like Paulie Malignaggi. All right? I'm just addressing that point blank, period. Now, I've been hearing about they took out, they took out padding from the glove. Where's the proof? There is none. I'm sorry, there's no proof. Where's the proof? The proof, the evidence I'm hearing is I've heard, they took out those gloves right away. Well, I've seen plenty of fights where they take out the gloves right away. There's times where the guys leave the gloves on. There's times that guys take the gloves off. Right? So, that's not that both things happen in many fights. So that's not proof of anything. Go put on a pair of horsehair gloves and bang the top of it. You're going to dent it, right, guys? All right? That's just the way it is. Now, this is not me Monday morning quarterbacking. I have receipts, guys. I've talked about boxing gloves, different types of gloves, way before a fight with Fury-Wilder was even ever announced. I have the videos up. I did a whole series of it with Haplotype. Go ahead and do that. I haven't looked at Ali's glove after the Frazier fight, Zeno, but I'll check that out. All right, I'll check it out. Let me say this. So you guys always hear about, MMA gloves are so much smaller than boxing gloves and this, that, and the third. This was way back when, and I have the video up. I said, Nah, guys. Okay. A horsehair glove has less padding on the knuckle than MMA glove. Because yes, let's say about like boxing gloves are 8 ounce, okay, to 10 ounce. All right. But you have padding all the way to the wrist. Okay. The bottom of the hand, you have that bar. Okay. Okay. You have all the fingers are covered. The top of the hand is covered. All that is covered. The MMA glove, 90% of it is all in the knuckle area. So at the end of the day, if you and this is something I've said, by the way, way before this fight even happened. Okay, so you want to say, "Oh, Diesel just say," nah, I've been saying it. Put on a pair of horsehair gloves and just use the tip of your fingers and press the knuckle area. You will feel your knuckles. Okay. But Diesel, that's so wrong, though. I just shared a video montage of like kickboxing knockouts. These guys are hitting each other with the elbows, the chins, okay, with their fucking knees. They have little ass gloves too. But here we are in boxing. We believe that we need a lot of padding on the knuckle area for protection. The glove is not made. Guys don't wrap their hands and put on gloves to protect their opponent's face and body. Guys they wrap their hands and put on gloves to protect their hands from breaking. That's the reason they exist. That's the reason that they exist. That's the whole purpose of them. Batista, what about Resto Collins? Resto admitted that he had plaster of Paris in his wraps. That motherfucker had a cast. Okay? Legal hand wraps are not a fucking cast. So yeah, when you take out padding and all you're hitting to do was a fucking cast, then that's different. And by the way, go look at the Resto Collins glove. Look at Resto's gloves. They don't look caved in or any of that. Okay? Because that's not the way it works. Granted, when the dad felt the gloves, then he noticed, whoa, wait a minute. This dude, he took out, this motherfucker took out padding. But when you couple that with him admitting he put plaster of Paris, that's a very vital point. Okay? It's a fist fight. You guys, like, boxing is a fist fight, guys. If you think the horsehair gloves today have no padding, what do you think guys like Jack Johnson were fighting with? Go look at some of those early boxing fights when they have gloves on. Look real closely. Just go look very closely at that. No, but don't bug me. All right? Merit. I'm just sticking to the merits of the issue here. Jay Diaz was like, I don't care, Mauricio Suleiman lied and if the gloves, all gloves, dude, like the WBC certifies a lot of gloves. The only thing that matters is the following, okay? Jay Diaz was in the locker room when they were wrapping his hands. He took out the gloves and we literally saw his hand wraps after the fight. And I remember the blood thing. People were convinced about that. And then it came out, and they were sold on it too. Oh, that's proof. And never did I hear anyone come out and say, you know what, guy, I was wrong about the blood on the wraps. That was because he rubbed it on the side of, he wiped Wilder's blood, okay, when he went to greet him after the fight with the wraps. That's where the blood on the wraps was from. All right? And I'm going to hit everything. I'm just going here point by point. Now, that doesn't mean that, oh, it's impossible that anything happened. All right? I'm not ruling anything out. I'm just giving you what I know and what we all know. What we have is what we all know, and then we have speculation. Batista, Tyson Fury's dad used to do bare knuckle, and Fury did bare knuckle himself. That's not proof of anything. That was true the fight before that and the fight before that. All right? That's been true. Like that's not evidence. Oh, let me submit this evidence. He talked about doing, bare knuckle fighting. And by the way, no, it's not true that you could hit harder with your bare hand than a glove. That's just simply not true. You could hit more often with a glove because it's made to protect your hand from breaking. Okay? Now, it doesn't mean that people always break their hands when they do bare knuckle. No, but they do more. That's just a known fact. Okay? So, I don't know if he did bare knuckle or not. I know he talked about it or whatever. But people are submitting that as some type of evidence. It's not evidence. I'm sorry. It's not. Now, look, and again, this is not me Monday morning quarterbacking anything. Before any of this was something, I came out and I said, okay, and I would appreciate it, people, when you say things like, I thought this, and that you have receipts. If you don't have receipts, it's just, you can easily just be saying it to formulate your argument, okay? I say, you know what? Wilder, there's something up with Wilder, okay? I said that. I said, something doesn't look right. He was pacing back and forth in the locker room, right? But now people are saying, oh, that means he was drugged. What evidence do we have? Well, there's no evidence that he was drugged. If there was something in his system that he was drugged, then they take a piss test after the fight. I believe he might not have taken a piss test because I believe he was taken to the hospital. Okay? But hey, I'm just saying. But that is just speculation. We don't have any proof of that. That's all that is. We can have a feeling. We can, I don't know, but I have no proof of it, so I can't say he was drugged. There's no proof. He threw some really good right hands early in that fight. Early on, you know what I mean? Like he clipped Fury really good with another one. And lastly, I want to end it with this, and then I want to talk about my thoughts on the third fight. Okay? I don't want to hear from Deontay Wilder's brother. I don't want to hear hearsay. I don't want to hear, well, this guy said this. Oh, well, we have sources that said that. If Deontay Wilder himself doesn't come out and say anything, because apparently Deontay Wilder could come out twerking in a video, but he can't come out and address any of this, right? He can do that, but he can't come out and say something about this. So if Wilder isn't talking about this, why am I going to talk about it? So those are just my thoughts. Now, I've watched the fight several times, okay? This is not a video where these styles here telling everybody Tyson Fury is a squeaky clean guy. That's far from it, okay? That's a sneaky motherfucker, and he's capable of anything. I'm just saying we don't have any proof of any of it. And we're going to put blame. Let me ask you guys this. Why hasn't J. Diaz been fired if he was there when they were wrapping the hands? He should have been there when they put on the gloves. Why is he still part of Deontay Wilder's team? I want to know. if what they're saying is true. Well, I don't know, Zeno. That's another thing I don't have any proof of, what you're saying. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to address that either. But look, now the dent. Now, look, I'm not saying, okay, that there isn't a dent or there is. Like, I've seen the photos, but I also have photos. Okay, I rewatched the fight and I got some clip of there was swelling right there, and they were using the end swell to push the swelling away from his eye, which is what it's supposed to do. So that can explain the shape of the swelling on the side. Okay. Now, if it is true that there's a doctor out there that it's clear that there is a dent, like literally the skull is dented, which I would have to ask, like, why wouldn't there be any bleeding in the brain? Or if you touch yourself in the temple right there, it's a very soft tissue there. Okay, if that erupted, I could imagine the type of internal bleeding and stuff. But without addressing that, then I just need more evidence. I'm sorry. I'm not saying, again, I'm all for it. I'm evidence based. Show it to me and we'll go from there. You know what I mean? I'm an evidence based guy. Dark side, enough, bro. Enough. This is not about, okay, let me tell you guys something really quick. Okay? This is not about D style versus the LDBC or none. This is nothing to do with that. So stop your nonsense now. If you have beef with the LDBC, you go take it with the LDBC. Okay? That's not what this video is about. I'm going to talk about what I see, the merits of the issue, and that's it. That's what I'm talking about. Anytime somebody comes out, okay, talking about this glove thing, dudes that are never in any of my other boxing talk pop up, okay, enough. You want to talk about the actual case, talk about the case. How about that? This isn't about me versus anybody. This is me talking about the damn case. That's it. All right, look. I've seen that fight. To me, it's really, what happened is very simple. Okay, Fury hit Wilder in the back of the head when he knocked him down. All right? From the end of the day, all right, let me just put this point blank. All right? I'm not saying that punch was illegal. Wilder knocked down Fury with a punch in the back of the head, too, in the first fight. Both knockdowns were illegal. Okay? So I'm not even arguing that at all. What I'm saying is that Wilder's equilibrium was off. That's what I'm saying. After that shot, his balance wasn't all there. And he was just looking for that one big shot, and then he was off balance, and he was getting pummeled and beat up in the process. Where did this power come from? Well, what are you guys talking about? It's not that he got more power. It's just that he had basically a quarter of a man in there after he was knocked down. He had no balance. When you're getting punched in the face and you're off balance, that causes more damage than usual. He never recovered from that shot. And you're right, Fury is not a big power puncher, which is why he couldn't take a dude that was literally out on his feet for 6 rounds. He couldn't take him out. Which is why I'm all for the fucking trilogy. Which is why I want to see him back in the ring with Wilder. Because Wilder could definitely win that fight. If he couldn't take Wilder out, they had to stop the fight. If he couldn't stop him when his equilibrium was obviously off, he had no balance. If he couldn't take him out then, what makes you think he's going to take him out? But he does have his balance. He didn't come close to taking him out in the first fight. It's the same guy. So, he was sitting on his punches more because he had a dude that wasn't all, dude, the dude was out on his feet. He was out on his feet. He got back. There was that body punch didn't knock him down. He was off balance. Wilder was leaning against the ropes at times. Sports Savant. First of all, I'd like to know where the gloves are, so we just put this to rest. It's number one. Right? Let's get both camps, including J. Diaz and Wilder and Fury and his camp. Right? Let's take the gloves out. Right? And the ones that were used in the fight, put them on the table and let's examine them and let's just put it to rest. That's what I say. All right? I don't like doing it if the roles were reversed thing because they always say the same thing. No matter what side it is. Oh, if the roles were reversed, you wouldn't say I don't like playing that game 92 Aku. How about we just stick to this, what we have? All right. After the first knockdown, he was out on his. Let me tell you something, man. If Fury doesn't catch Wilder like that in the back, which again, I'm not even saying, and I emphasize this because people are going to come out and say, oh, D-Style came out and he said that Fury was hitting him with an illegal shot in the back of the head, right? He threw the punch. It landed on the back of Wilder's head. It's just a fact, okay? It was kind of like in the back of the ear, all right? And this Roy Jones got hit there. Over there in Russia, bro, he was out. They took him out, okay? The dude was out on his feet, and it took him out in the same fucking round. You know what I mean? In the same round, it took I'm just saying. It took Fury 5 more rounds to finally get a dude that was out on his feet out there. Okay? Which is why I don't have a problem saying, you know what, I think Wilder has an excellent chance in the third fight. I honestly think the third fight's going to look a lot like the first fight. Okay, if you want me to be honest. And why I don't know if he overtrained or not. I mean, that's something specifically Wilder would be able to answer. I wouldn't know that. You know what I mean? He came in a little heavier than he usually does, but I still don't think any of that. I still think he was just out on his feet from that shot. Margarito Aku, I mean, his brother said autopsy, and a lot of people are clowning him for that. Yes, it's true that autopsy is done on dead people. I get it, and I get why it's funny, but I think we all know what he meant to say. He meant to say in the examination, okay, they examined the side, but I need to see a picture of Wilder now to see if there's any dent, because a dent on the forehead, on the skull, is never going to go away. All right. And I know that a bare knuckle is not going to dent the side of your face. Okay, so if there was a foreign object there has to be some evidence somewhere of it. Proof of knuckles being there is not proof, right? Biopsy. There you go, GB. I think that's what he meant. People get stuck with that, so they're not listening to everything you said. But it's whatever to me. All right, Chicano, if I don't exactly remember that, but if Wilder said that, if he alluded that things were off in his camp, then okay. I mean, hey, it's his camp. He will know better about it than me. All right. But I needed to address those first few cases, though. All right, that had to be said. What if any, let me tell you guys something. All right, there's a reason Resto didn't take off his gloves immediately after the fight with Collins, all the way up to when his dad felt the glove, okay, and the padding was out. All right, because people would have noticed on camera, right, that those wraps were wrapped in fucking plaster. Okay, motherfucker had a cast, bro. Like at the end of the day, we know so we can't. Like if Fury would have left his gloves on, people would have said, "Ah, he left his gloves on because motherfucker had something in his glove." But since he took the gloves off right away, instead they say, "Oh no, well he took them off right away because they were hiding the evidence." Like at the end of the day, the commission keeps the gloves, from my understanding. If it comes out that no, the commission doesn't have the gloves, and Wilder took the gloves with him, he took them home, he kept them in his possession, took them home, then of course that's fishy. But that's from my understanding, that's not what happened. Well, here's the truth, and now I'm not even saying fighters should do this, but first of all, for anybody saying you could hit harder with bare knuckle than a glove, all right, do me a favor, all right, go punch a brick wall as hard as you can, and tell me whether you'd rather do it with hand wraps and a glove, or if you'd rather do it just with your hand wraps. Okay, I'd rather punch him with a glove. Okay. And there's fighters that prefer more padding on the knuckle area because they don't want to break their knuckle. There's guys that have very strong hands that don't need as much. They'll rather have more padding in the wrist area where you can also fracture and stuff like that. All right. But at the end of the day, if we can all come up with some agreement, this is the agreement we should all come up with. Okay. We should have uniformity when it comes to gloves, meaning everyone wears the same style of gloves. And if there's any exception, it should just be for the orthopedic guys, the guys that have fragile hands. Okay, if they want to wear a specialized glove, that's fine. But we have to understand gloves in a lot of ways. Like they're like, different guys have different preferences depending on their style. So if there was a way to just say, you know what, we need one type of puncher's glove in all of boxing and one type of orthopedic glove, and that's it. And then no one gets to pick their gloves, and no one gets to do a switcheroo with the gloves. And because the one main difference between this fight and the Dillian White situation with Rivas is the following: they didn't allow Rivas' team to inspect the gloves, and there was a different pair of gloves in the fighter meeting. This isn't happening in this fight. These were the same gloves from the fighter meeting. The trainers put on the gloves, guys, and everything, and they feel them at the fighter meeting, and they approve them there. The fighters are allowed to be at the fighter meeting. I'm sorry, the glove selection meeting. And then they have an expectation that those same gloves are there when the hands are getting wrapped, and they get to inspect them again if they want. Now, if Jay Diaz dropped the ball or if he's in on the act, and I expect that is treason in my mind, the motherfucker should be fired. Okay. But from last I checked, he's not fired from the Deontay Wilder camp. Well, Zeno, I mean, I that's why I'm saying, man, like, even if there was, what if we had 4 types of gloves that guys could pick? How about that? Let's have 4 types of gloves, and you get to pick out of those 4 types. I just don't want endless amount of types of gloves. Okay. Like, I'm just saying. It's some intangible boxing. Someone with brittle hands was fighting a guy with a puncher's gloves. I think they should wear Canadian rival gloves. They're a very modernized glove with hybrid padding. I like the gloves with hybrid padding myself because it does prevent, the distribution of the horsehair to move. You know what I mean? But guys, I mean, if look, I don't want to do this, but I'm just going to do it. Okay. Like I didn't want to do it. I'm just going to do it just to, this is one of the images I found. Okay. It's one of the images that I found. It's one. Okay. This is when he was wearing Cleto Reyes gloves. Okay. It's one of the images I found. That's it. Hold on. Hold up. Hey. No, hold on. I used to say, hold on. What am I? Like I always say that. I know this girl that would go, hey. Like, but anyway. That's the Dr. Dre song, guys. Okay. All right. That's what it is. Okay. All right. Look at Mayweather's left glove. This is when he was wearing Cleto Reyes gloves. Okay. And this was just 5 minutes of me looking at gloves. A lot of guys like these gloves. Oh, that wasn't Corrales, but that was Castillo. But notice how you can open your hand. A lot of guys like that because you can open your hand and when you cover punches on your face and stuff like that. And there's a lot of padding on the top of the hand area, which can block punches and stuff like that. But it looks to me like that glove's a little caved in there. And that's at 135 pounds. It's not even heavyweight punching. I'm going to put circle around there, bro. Okay? GB, I don't know the details, but from my understanding, there was no argument about the gloves at all. My battery's running low, guys, and a lot of you are coming in too, but you guys can go back, man, and watch this on archive. Okay? At the end of the day, man, this is boxing talk. It's all love, and I'm just giving you my opinion. One thing you could appreciate about these style boxing, I'm always going to come and give you my thoughts, regardless. All right? Bruce Cole, George Foreman said that when he saw the gloves from the Moore fight, he was overjoyed. He couldn't believe Royce that Moore chose them. Well, let me tell you something, man. That was a hell of a knockout punch from Big George, too. Google these gloves from the Frazier fight. Maybe I have looked at them, Zeno, but I've never looked at them, man. All right. By the way, maybe Mayweather does know the difference between a puncher's glove, and maybe he knew the type of fighter Maidana was, so he wanted to handicap him. And have it ever occurred to you? Maybe that's why. Because he put on right out of the package. This is how it went down. Before I go, okay, this is how this shit went down. Robert Garcia had some gloves, okay. Now, if you want to say those first pair of gloves, hey, those look to me like they had used them for mid-work or something already. Like they looked used already. All right? So I don't have a problem with them saying, no, not those. Fuck those. But that's why you have the glove selection meeting. But then it took out some brand spanking new gloves out of packages. Mayweather got to put them on. And by the way, he puts on his fucking fake charade too. All right, go back and watch it. He's talking to what's the dude's name? DeBella. No, not DeBella. The hell. What's the dude's name? Dude, he's like he does the promotion for Mayweather Promotions and stuff. Anyway, like he's put on a show. You know what I mean? Like he's just like, oh, well, we're not gonna screw them over, and I'm not gonna screw them over, and we're not gonna screw it, and we're gonna be fair, and like he just put it on this. It looked rehearsed to me, to be honest with you. It looked like they had planned all along. Okay, because let me tell you something, man. Those contracts, they talk about everything, including the gloves. Like if they didn't want those type of gloves, they would have brought that shit up in negotiations. So they had all this planned out. He puts on the glove and no. He's gonna give him the same shit I got. Okay, because Maidana's got to wear orthopedic fucking gloves, just like you, motherfucker. Okay. And Robert Garcia rightfully pointed out, hey, plenty of your fighters wear these gloves. Maybe the promotion guys wear these gloves. On your cards have worn these gloves. And then now you don't want to fight Maidana with these gloves? Come on now. Maidana, okay, I'll wear clitoris. They said no. Okay? They said no. They wouldn't let him fight with clitoris gloves. Mayweather paid him, I forget the figure, but I think it was like $2 or $3 million to wear the power lock gloves. Because Maidana was going to wear those gloves. So he wore at least the power lock ones. Right? Everlast power lock. But anyway, I just can people just stop citing Mayweather as like he was going to be the victim of something like that? Get the fuck out of here. Okay? Oh, and by the way, can people stop talking? Like, I don't want to turn this into a Mayweather rant, but it honestly gets to me that till this day, motherfucker acts like he was smaller than Pacquiao. Okay? Like, I weighed in at 147, but I was 144 the day of the fight. Like, who believes that? He didn't even step on the scale. What did I say? If you don't have the receipts, don't fucking talk to me. Mayweather didn't step on the fucking scale. Okay? He didn't step on the scale. So, like, who? Like, oh no, like, he weighs less the day of the fight than the day before. Nobody believes that, bro. Like, you know, he just wants extra credit for his wins. Like, he wants people to say, not only did he win, he was a lot smaller than the guys. That's what he wants to get to say. All right? Get the fuck out of here. And then he tried it in the Fight Hype interview. He wants credit for fighting Marquez at 144, but he didn't make weight at 144. Dude paid Marquez like £2 penalty for not making the contractual agreement. Which I don't want to make a big deal about it, but he's bringing it up like if it matters and shit. All right? Like if it matters. Look at this. Look at this. Now we're just bashing Mayweather. I don't know how this turned into this, but I'm just saying. I mean, come on, bro. And then he's crying because Sugar Ray Leonard gets all his credit for the Duran win, but nobody gave him credit for the mark. Get the fuck out of here, bro. All right? By the way, I gave him credit for the Marcus win. Why not? But you didn't make the contractual weight, dude. Like, who are you fucking kidding? But you expect me to believe you're 144 pounds a day of a fight? Get the fuck out of here. You see, the truth is, I'm 100. No, you're get the fuck out of here. Anyway, with that said, well, Pacquiao, look, let me tell you something, man. Like, I have a lot of criticism about Pacquiao too, but all right. I mean, I don't even want to go there. Stormy. You know, can somebody tell Mayweather it's okay just to wear jeans and some, you know, it's okay to wear jeans and a t-shirt sometimes, bro. Like, it's okay, bro. You know what I mean? Like, we all know you're rich. So like, you know what I mean? It's like Mayweather keeps talking about him being rich. Like, sometimes, like, I'm thinking, is he going broke? Like, he keeps trying to convince, and then people get on me, right? Like, oh, why are you talking about another man's? He keeps talking about himself, right? Veterans Day. He'll pop up, be like, I want to say happy Veterans Day to everybody. Yeah, I still got my money. I'm still counting my money and this, that, and like, that's a wait, what? He puts on a picture of an ugly ass watch. Ugly fucking watch. All right? Bragging about us $28 million, some shit. What the fuck? It's an ugly ass watch, bro. No, Paul, chill out before I go in on Canelo, bro, okay? You're gonna make me go in on Canelo. Is that true? I thought it was a joke, bro, that Kanye West is running for president. Yo, you guys got to check out my Bruno Mars versus Bruno Mars, Obama versus Trump, bro. You guys got to check that shit out, bro. You guys got to check that shit out. But look, guys, in closing, man, I think Wilder has an excellent chance in the third fight. And like, look, man, if you have to have a guy be an asshole in the other dressing room, then you do it. Have him watch like a hawk, okay? They're allowed to grab the arm and like check the shit out and everything. All right? If they're already halfway, you could request they unwrap everything and start all over. All right? You have a right to ask to do that, okay? So that they have to watch him like a hawk, leave no doubt, okay? If you have to be there until the motherfucker's walking out to the ring, you do that, and let's get this third fucking fight on. I'm tired of hearing motherfuckers talk like we don't have to do the third fight. Let's do it. All right? I want to see the third fight. I think Wilder has an excellent chance. If for people that don't think Wilder can box, just look up Wilder Olympics. All right? Duke can still box. All right? So it can make some adjustments. At the very least, give Fury a much better fight. I think it's going to look a lot like the first fight. Right? Because it's very unlikely that, like, sometimes you got to put the shit in reverse sometimes, right? The first Quintana-Paul Williams fight, what happened? Like, Quintana outboxed him for 12 rounds, right? In the rematch, what happened? Williams knocked him out in the first round. Why? Because he caught him with a good punch and took him out. Even though Williams wasn't known as this big one knockout artist, right? Reverse the scenarios. If the second fight happened the first time, we would never have gotten a rematch. But in hindsight, we do know that it is possible for Quintana to beat Paul Williams. All right? So one of my oldest sayings on here is early knockouts are very misleading. And the same goes with when you hurt a guy early. Wilder was out on his fucking feet. His equilibrium was off. He clearly had no balance after that knockdown, and Fury still couldn't take him out. They threw in the towel, and that's why the fight was stopped. And if you look really closely, Fury was getting tired. So at the end of the day, I want to see that third fight. So that's that, okay? If you want an idea how I feel, that's how I feel. Are KOs overrated? No, I'm not saying that at all. You know what I mean? But Chicano, I don't think he's gonna like do it off of what he wants. I think Wilder's gonna put him on his back foot. I think what Wilder did in the first fight worked just fine, but for whatever reason, he wanted to be more quote unquote patient. And this is why you shouldn't let people in your fucking ear and just, but hey, I think it caught him a little off guard. Like, whoa, he just came at me right away. It did catch him off guard. But even then, even that's a little misleading. Like, it didn't catch Wilder off guard. Like, or he was caught off guard, but that's not the round where you hurt him. Wilder lit him up with a couple right hands in the first round. Okay. It wasn't until things slowed down a little bit in the second round, and then the shot in the back of the head happened, that when the damage happened. Right? So I'm just saying. Yeah, kills are fun. But with that said, guys, I got to get going. Guys. Check the rest on archive, man. I did a whole video on this, so you guys check that out. Shout out to everybody. This is D-Style Boxing. I'm out. Peace.